get real quiet. It's the Texans Whisperers here.
Yes, they are here. And, this is a game where, we had picked the Texans earlier this season to finish right in the mix for that wild card spot. And that prediction looks like it is coming into fruition, which is why we call ourselves the Texans Whisperer. So what do we got here? We got the Jags, who are right in the mix. They currently lead the AFC South. And the Texans, who kind of out of nowhere, they went from one of the worst teams in the NFL to taking CJ Stroud, taking Will Anderson, two guys who have been the best player in the draft on both sides of the ball. And who do I kind of favor in this game? Honestly, I favor the Texans because I feel like they've wowed me a lot more than the Jags have, where the Jags might have more firepower, and Trevor Lawrence probably still anointed a little bit better as an overall quarterback. Doug Peterson probably the better head coach, side by side. But I also think the Texans have been better at mitigating the mistakes, where the Jags kind of have self-inflicted wounds with some of their losses or games that they might pull out, still having some questionable plays overall. So I will take the Texans to edge out. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than last time. Texans blew them out last time. Don't see that happening again. However, I do think the Texans can prevail here, especially at home. CJ Stroud, unfazed by the noise, comes in, plays a great game. What I really want in this game is a quarterback duel. No matter who wins this game, it's going to be great. I want to see a CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, great game, high scoring game. I want to see, 30 points put up by both teams. I'll take the Texans to prevail in a 31-28 game, but I'm really looking for a great game here because the winner of this game will probably win that division.
Yeah, winner of the game is probably going to win the division, especially because the Texans would have the same record, and then they would have the tiebreaker with the Jacksonville Jaguars, where both of these teams, Texans have an easier schedule because they were the worst team in their division last year, but this is probably going to feel like a playoff game because this is post-Thanksgiving football. This is when the season really matters. This is when regular season games turn into playoff games to prepare yourself. And what we need to see from the Jacksonville Jaguars is them take that loss personally. They went into your house, you turned the ball over, you had nothing but mistakes in that game, you let them block a field goal, you're giving up fumbles. Trevor Lawrence was pressing through an interception that game when they were trying to come back in that. So you need to take that personally, say we're going to go into Houston, do the same thing they did to us, not necessarily blow them out, but go into their house and then just be the victor, take down the Texans, and then cement yourselves as the top contender in that division because you're clearly the better team than the Houston Texans. You have more weapons, and then Trevor Lawrence, you're the number 1 pick, and then CJ Stroud's the number 2 pick, and you're going to be battling with this guy week in and week out, and it can't be a situation where you drop 2 games to the Houston Texans this year. So going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars because they have to win this game, because if not, you blow a chance for a home playoff game, which you had last year. And then also Texans coming off a good win versus the Cincinnati Bengals. However, CJ Stroud throws an interception. If it wasn't for Tyler Boyd dropping a pass, probably lose that game to the Cincinnati Bengals. And then the next week, if the Arizona Cardinals had weapons and then Kyler Murray could dish the ball to someone like a D-Hop when he had AJ Green before and get down the field, probably lose that game as well because he started to press. There's 3 interceptions in that game. So I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have some good momentum they've been building, where you're starting to see some errors with CJ Stroud. They'll be able to go back, look at the film, and I feel like this is going to be a playoff game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is the most important game on their schedule, even though you play some contenders the rest of the season. This is the game where you have to win it in Houston, prove that you can go on the road and win a must-win game, get the ball to Calvin Ridley, have Travis Etienne make some big plays, and then Christian Kirk not drop the ball literally and fumble the ball away in this game, and then have Evan Ingram step up, and then have your defense be able to contain the Jacksonville Jaguars, because I felt like as bad as the Jags played in that game, they still had a chance at a certain point to turn it around and win, and I think this game they're going to come out firing, not turn the ball over, and then get the win over the Texans.
Nice. Well, we got an AFC South battle, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'm really looking for just an absolute masterclass on both sides of the ball. CJ Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, but at the end of the day, the winner of this game will most likely win that division. So I'm excited to watch it.
Maybe